This is your next level 3 count with the biggest pro wrestling MMA.
A little early on the spot. So many buttons, so little time. Y'all, infidels, we're back here early Wednesday morning to do the first ever co-host taping of the Next Level Review. It's not the Impact Attack. That got switched up, but you never know. We might be back on track with that too. Big Ray Hernandez is in the house. Hacker Hameen is here ready to rock it. Let's take it back all the way to the next level era, infidels. Y'all. Yeah, Ray, so much to do, man, and so little time to do it in. I'm up against it, so hopefully this video doesn't chop up as I'm knee deep in Adobe Premiere and the beautiful people and April Hunter, and but now I get to look at the most beautiful person of all, my co-host, the man with the plan, here to stay, ready to talk some Lucha Libre today. It's Big Ray.
You forgot something, Ben. You forgot something. You forgot something very important. First and foremost, I want to thank.
Yeah, I like that champion gimmick you got there, homie. That looks good on you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. This was actually sent to me by the tribunal, who actually. So a lot of people don't know this, but I am. Drum roll. Oh, we don't have a drum roll. That's fine.
Japanese.
It's good enough. I am. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get my keys off.
Jeez.
Mask off. Hold on. I got another mask on. I am the Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Here's my Hammy Award. I got to tell you, man, Ben, I was surprised that this was sent to me. It was brought to me, in a big black limousine. Two giant Arabian men came out. Mm-hmm. with the head gimmicks and then the sunglasses, and then they presented this to me and they told me this is for a lifetime of doing stuff. So thank you so much to all of the people who didn't vote. If you don't know about this, it's because you're not important enough. Number one. Number two, this means that I have a place to put my keys. But thank you so much, Ben Hameen, for sending those two men. I didn't like the fact that they stayed the entire week and ate all my food and shit. But other than that, thank you so much. I am so excited. Oh, this thing is heavy. It's like fucking 25 pounds. Ben Hameen, I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to take our podcast game to the next level. And the reason why I was sent this Lifetime Achievement Award is because I think officially, except for the fucking Conspiracy Horseman, I have been on every single show here at Hameen Media. And Ben Hameen, this is your first time reviewing NXT, right?
I think I might have sat in once with Bello a long time ago. I mean, because Bello hasn't hosted, in a while. It's been Colin's property and with the vet. And we've had some other hosts in there as well. Sergio. I can't remember who was Colin hosting with before off the top of my head. I can't remember.
Me? Was
it? Yeah, you. And then even before that, it was before that, it was Bello solo. So man, it's strange. This is a strange show, and I don't know how I feel watching it, to be honest with you, because I watch it completely differently than I watch every other show. And after the good creative of Impact,
right,
and some of the quality performers of more seasoned performers who aren't in the WWE bubble and program and factory system, things seem far more organic, and I watch this like I'm producing OVW, you know what I mean? So there was a couple of things I really liked on this show, and then the rest of it it made me go, oh no, I'm watching student shows again.
Well, technically this is developmental, quote unquote. I don't want to hear it's the fucking third brand. It's ridiculous. Please, it's not a third brand. It's not third brand. So
there's people on it that are seasoned veterans enough that they shouldn't even be on the same show with development. You can make that argument, but you can't get better if you don't work with people who are better than you. Right. However, the people who are really great there are kind of working with other people that are already good, so they're not getting the rub. So that's why they call it a third brand, because they're stars. They're not using them the right way to get people over or improve their in-ring acumen. And when you're not doing that, that means you're leaving money on the table by not having them on your main brand. You know, like that. That's so it's just a couple shifts of the chessboard to make it work the right way. But from what I was seeing or what I've been seeing and what I saw on NXT TakeOver, holy shit.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
People are putting one match I haven't watched that I really want to see is Walter versus Tommaso. I heard that was awesome. But I watched that the double main event and I was just like, ugh. So, but yeah, man, this was a cool show because there's people, I don't know if it was the rest of NXT's like people who haven't been on camera who are playing the audience, but I was happy to see people at least in 2 rows around there. And I like how they got the fence set up. It feels kind of like a Fight Club type scenario.
With the glass, and then they also have the screens and everything around it, kind of giving it like a Running Man type feel for the movie. Yeah. I like that. I gotta get right off the bat. I'm gonna tell you this honestly. It was kind of cool for me because again, I hadn't reviewed this in well over a year now. You know, I was doing with Colin or about a year, so I got to see. So a lot of people on the show today, I got to see develop into who they are right now from what they were when they started. Number one. Number two, I got to see some faces I had no idea about. So I came into this show and I wanted to do this. I wanted to do no research. I was going to watch the pay-per-view and I said, you know what? Let me not. I want to come into this NXT as a brand new customer, fan. Sure. Saying this is my first time. So there are a couple of questions I have that you probably won't be able to answer. Hopefully people in the chat will be able to answer for me. Like why these guys are in a feud. Why did this guy quit? Why are the 2 lesbians angry at each other and why are they fighting? So many questions going on, but Ben, I'm excited about this, bro. And yes, I am going to miss reviewing Impact, but at the same time, we
may be back over there sooner than later after Sammy just reached out. So don't say no.
Sammy the Bull, Gravano?
Sammy Callahan said, bro, I'm going to reach out to management and talk to them to get on your podcast. I love your show. They're all listening, Ray. They're all listening to the Impact Attack.
Well, first and foremost, Sammy knows that I'm not just kissing his ass. I've been saying that Sammy's
he's my 2CW brother too, man. Yeah, dude, this guy in Havoc too. I mean, we've been working together on and off on shows for 5-6 years, and we'll see each other at the 2CW reunion too.
I hate saying that one person has carried a company. I don't think that's possible. I don't think one person can carry a company because there's so many moving parts to a successful organization. But like a baseball team, you do have that cleanup hitter. And I think Sammy Callahan, no pun intended, has been swinging the bat really, really well over
everybody has, but his storylines have been the most dynamic. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'll be excited to chat with Sammy Callahan and tell him how much better looking he is than you.
There's no doubt about that either, man.
None whatsoever.
So that's for right when we switch gears, like that's when the dam breaks and here comes the flow. So I'll get a hold of Ross Foreman over there and try and get that cleared, and we'll get something set up, even if we got to do it at a time that's not live on air and we do it as a special. You know what I mean? Something where we can help do business.
This thing is great, by the way, Ben. I love this. I mean, has so many different uses. I mean, I scratched my back with it.
I'm surprised you fucking don't get PTSD after the time I slapped the shit out of you and you see that fucking thing there.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's based off of Khashoggi's real hand right there. So that's
really?
Yeah, not a lot of people know that. So
I did not know.
Yours is special. It glows in the dark. If you leave it in the sunlight, it should kick up a little light in it.
Oh, listen, Ben, there have been many a times already since I've received this award while the 2 giant Arab men were watching that me and my lovely woman were making love under the light of this beautiful trophy. Unbelievable.
All right, we better straighten up and fly right, because it's the former host of the Next Level podcast, the Vet, is in the house right now. You guys appreciate the Vet, my OVW brother, who's definitely got all that Rip Rogers knowledge. So I hope you guys were sitting under his learning tree, and definitely great to have him looking at this show as a certain way. But he also, you know, OVW and Impact have quite a relationship, or have had quite a relationship throughout the years. And, you know, I know they'll do well there. And I bet they're really going to enjoy tuning into that Impact creative. You know what I mean?
Well, I got to tell you, man. First, you know, guys, I listened to your first show. Great job. I didn't know the vet was such a handsome, strapping young man.
Oh, yeah, Army too, bro. You got to keep yourself clean, and you know, he's also been working his ass off in the gym for the last couple of years too. So he's doing well.
Yeah, the only thing is, you know, I got to be honest with you, Ben. And are we recording right now? Are we live?
We're live, baby.
All right. Well, you know, Colin, you're the shits. Colin, you are just the shits. I swear to God, vet. I don't know how you do it every single week. I mean, my heart goes out to you, and he continuously hits on him online. It's sorry,
yeah.
Vet.
Well, that's in the chat. So Ray, if you do need any help with storylines or what's going on, I'm sure he's going to be our go-to that way. If there's business that we're, you know, it's going over our head. I saw I got a little staticky there, but I'm rendering beautiful people in the background, so my computer is stressed.
It's out. It's cool. I just don't want to deal with any type of Me Too movement, you know, because Colin hits on the vet all the time. It's a weird thing.
It's Colin, bro.
It is Colin. Listen, Ben, why don't we jump into the 3 count? We have a brand new 3 count theme song. We had an intro song, but Ben, I guess, doesn't want to play it because.
I will. I'll be happy to play that, Ray. I just got to bring it up here.
So this is the official intro for the next level. See, vet, this is how a lifetime achievement producer produces. Not like Colin. I'm gonna hold this while you do this.
This is your next level 3 count with the biggest pro wrestling, MMA, and world news stories of the day. Now, back to Big Ray and Big Hamid.
Oh, it is a 3 count. A big shout out to one of the most well-hung people on Hamid Media. That is Rick Vickery, who pumped that out for me. I asked him 2 weeks ago, but he just snuck it in last night. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, man, he's been super busy. Did a great job during WrestleMania. All hands did, working on HMG stuff from Kaz and MSG and El Plaja, really, and Colin really getting the word out, trying to hit those WrestleMania trends to get more spotlight on the A show. We just had crossover. April Hunter is on Beautiful People this week, so it's triple Beautiful People with April Hunter joining, and we had Stevie Ray and Damian Sandow together, or Aaron Stevens, whichever you prefer. So Colin's been working real hard on the A show brand, 2-man power trip brand with RBV, really promoting everything we got going on with RIP. Stevie Ray TV is just getting unbelievable guests. I was actually talking to Adrian Yanez from UFC, and he's in Houston, so I'm trying to get that linked up too to hype the UFC 262 there, man. So all of HMG producers, and obviously you with Big Vito brand killing it with just some of the most real and heartwarming content, whether it's Wrestle Talk or, you know, I Love VD. You know, everything you guys have been doing is just off the chain, and Goldilocks too. So we were promoting that all through WrestleMania weekend. And, you know, when you got to work and do the social media to hit the trends, you kind of don't have as much time to enjoy it. So I just wanted to appreciate all those guys for pumping those great brands that we're working with and collaborating with.
I got to put over Rad Rob.
Absolutely.
The Rad Rob, you know, turtles are fucking awesome, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. They're totally rad. The series that Rad Rob did over the last week or so.
Rad Mania, baby. Rad Mania 3.
Fantastic. Excellent. Great. You know, they had this guy, Ben Hamid, on. He is just fucking amazing. Just
we're talking shit about a dead woman because I never enjoyed Miss Elizabeth. After I get on the show, I was like, I fucking healed on somebody who didn't deserve it by any means. But you know, that was just what I felt.
Remember, Ben, you told me nobody deserves anything. You know, they earn it.
It's true, they earn it. Well, she never really. I remember as a kid, I was just having flashbacks as a kid. I was way more Scary Sherry than I was Miss Elizabeth. Okay, so, but that is, here we go. 3 count, Ray. What do you got ready to roll out here, man, for the first ever Hameen and Big Ray next level review?
Well, since the vet is here, I'm a little nervous, because
you don't gotta tell me. There's probably nobody unless they're like super. Not even if CM Punk was in the chat room, I'd be less nervous than when the vet's in there.
Yeah.
I get triggered by the vet because he commands respect in the ring, and he always took our business very seriously and always showed a ton of respect to it and wanted to do the right business. So the vet, man, my asshole always puckers up when he's around because it is time to fucking be on your A game.
No, this is not kiss the vet's ass, but I got to tell you, man, I enjoy the fucking show. Like the chemistry between he and Colin, and they did Impact Wrestling this past week, and I enjoyed it so much. They're so funny. And Colin, I fuck with you all the time, but you're just the fucking man. I love you, buddy. Anyway. All right, dude. So this is a little bit of pop culture mixed in with some MMA news. TikTok star Paradise, she has 500 something thousand followers on TikTok or whatever. Anyway, I don't know if you heard the story about how she accused Jake Paul. This is just coming out of being forced into a sex act. Now I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna paraphrase and tell you what she said. She cut a video. She didn't go to the police. And this is reported by ESPN, by the way. But there was a 20-minute video that was posted on YouTube last Friday. And she didn't say that, she said that basically Jake Paul came into the room, or they were making out and stuff. They went up to the room, right? And before they did that, they signed an NDA. So this is basically a paperwork stating that if you come into this premise, you're not allowed to say anything about it to the press or anything like that. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, basically. Long story short. So this is what happens. This is the way she says it. I sent you the video, but I know you're super busy. So anyone who hasn't seen this video, you can Google the young girl's name, Justine Paradise, and see what she says. I think, my humble opinion, I'm not too sure about it.
Now this girl's got she's got 500,000 OnlyFans, you said?
TikTok fans. She's a big TikTok star. She's a beautiful, beautiful young lady. But here's the deal. Again, she didn't go to the police. She went straight to YouTube. Okay, straight to YouTube. Now, this is what she accused him of, and I'm gonna again paraphrase. She says that basically, and I'm paraphrasing, that they went into the room and they were making out, and then she wasn't feeling it, right? So basically, she was like, "Oh no, we could just be friends," right? Then apparently, Jake Paul proceeded to stand up, pull out his gimmick, shove it into her mouth. And before she knew what happened, he finished within 20 to 30 seconds because she was like, "Oh, we could just be friends." And he finished in her mouth or whatever. We could just be friends. He's like, "Well, what is that good for?" Or something like that. So basically, she's saying that he basically face fucked her. And I hate to put that term, but just so you guys understand what's going on. He face fucked her. How does this happen? And why is this? And then when you watch the video, she is just like, it looks like she's cutting a promo. It doesn't look real. She's not emotional. She doesn't look sad. She doesn't look angry. She doesn't look happy. It's just weird, dude. So this is a big deal because this guy just came off of taking a stunner from Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Now this is literally just breaking.
Oh, hold on. Now you say Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
Which one is Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, that's not the dude who was on Mania. Logan was on Mania. That's his brother, who's also a piece of shit and went to the forest where people kill themselves, and he was looking for bodies and shit like that. So he's fucking dumb fuck too. But Jake Paul, his brother, is an even bigger dumb piece of shit. Now, does this girl have I'm not here to pass judgment either way, but you're signing an NDA to go make out with an internet star, and you don't go to the cops, and you cut a promo for fucking clout chase on a face fuck or whatever is going on here to try and tear him down. And he's fighting on Saturday. He's fighting Ben Askren on Saturday.
Oh, is he?
Or is this all part of a ploy to get in his fucking head and tear him down? Not, like we'll see which way things go, but he might be fighting him on Saturday because there's no police report. This is just a girl's accusations on YouTube in the court of public opinion to become more of a celebrity as a victim and a speaking out movement. Now, whether it happened or didn't happen, that's not for us to decide. But as the way you lay it out is the way it happened, as far as the information rollout, what she did and knew what she was putting herself in, what situation, and then behind closed doors, it's hearsay, and she broke an NDA. So, there's not like paperwork versus sexual assault is like, well, you signed it, now I get to sexually assault you. But her pattern of behavior is odd at this time, right before, and it just makes me go, okay, there's more agenda here, and he hasn't said what he needs to say. However, I just watched him, and even though it's a gimmick, in the fucking 20-minute press conference versus Ben Askren, he's a total douchebag too. So there's interesting things on both sides, I'm sure, on this, that somewhere in the middle is the truth.
Well, first
I don't put it past them,
right.
And I also don't really, someone who's just trying to chase headlines, don't put it past them to make something more out of something than what actually is.
Well, I have to apologize.
We got both hosts here. Jesus Christ, they can't give up the show. They're looking through the curtains when like.
Are you kidding me?
What's going on
here?
They get bumped up the card and they still want to fucking do the popcorn match. What the fuck?
What is going on, guys? Can you at least give us a chance here to do our thing? Well, I have to apologize because number one, I can't tell the difference between Jake Paul and fucking. All right, so Logan's the boxer. This is the guy. No,
they both are, bro. They both train. They both are. They both do these celebrity fights.
Jake is the guy that that hopefully will get his face smashed in by Ben Askren this week, right? So this is the guy that's accused of basically. I hate using the term, but it is what it is. This is what the kids say.
Let's say forced oral sex.
Forced oral sex on this young girl. And I'll tell you something real quick, man.
You're not going to be in court going, is it true that you're a face fucker? No.
Right. Okay. Well, that's Colin's new gimmick. I'm going to call him the face fucker. But listen, so I'm going to read this quote before we move on. So Paul replied, and I quote, sexual assault accusations aren't something that I or anyone should ever take lightly, but to be crystal clear, this claim made against me is 100% false, Paul said during one of his posts. And he said, I will fight this to the end and prove my innocence. Dude, he came right out right away. Now, here's a problem. If this girl is lying, she'll probably do some time or something, right? She has to be. She's making false accusations. She wants us to be the police. Is that what it is? Like, she wants us to call the police for her? Like, what the fuck is going on, dude? I don't get it.
Well, she's only made a false accusations in the court of public opinion. Mm-hmm. He can probably sue her, but I don't see any recourse legally where he's gonna, go through all that shit. And it's right before the fight, so his fucking head is gonna be all fucked up. You know what I mean with this shit?
Well, let's move on, Ben. Because we could talk for hours about this, and I'm really nervous.
But at the end of the day, these influencers with insane amounts of fucking followers who are then going to hang out with each other and make out, and then do Me Too movement, speaking out shit, and be like, "Oh, woe is me." They're all in the same big boat of fuck faces. Nobody in here is a fucking babe in the woods who's being preyed upon. They're all pieces of shit chasing fame and fucking money at any cost. And I'll fight all three of them in one night, her and the other two.
Well, here's the thing also, with all this happening, I wonder does it reflect poorly on the WWE that his brother is involved with this now, coming off of WrestleMania?
I mean, they were fucking touch holes before. They don't give a fuck, bro.
Okay. All right. So check this out. I'm gonna move on, Ben. We have a story that was sent to me by Rick Vickery, and he wanted me to hear. He wanted you to hear this. This is Kenny Omega, and do you have the clip?
Hear this, man? I got fucking hot.
Can you play it? Can you play it? Is that possible? So Ben's gonna try to pull it. Colin, do me a favor. Get the fuck out of here, please. What are you doing? Like, give me a break, man. You're here with the vet. You harass him all the time. Ben's looking up the clip right now, and then you're gonna jump in here and just spoil the show.
Did you send it to me, or did
I sent it to you? Yeah. All right, here we go.
In a way, basic professional wrestling training doesn't really mean anything. I mean, what is chain wrestling, what is psychology, what is the proper way to wrestle. No one really knows. In my mind, and this is probably because I'm not really a fan of wrestling anymore, I just think there is entertaining matches and not entertaining matches. I don't think that if you do a perfect 4-step match, that means you're a good wrestler. I think that if I watch your stuff and I'm entertained, if I can show that match to my friend or my dad or my mom, and they can laugh or they can say, hey, that was fun to watch, that's what I think a good match is. And that's kind of why I am sort of a not a wrestler's wrestler, but I'm more of like a special interest wrestler. But being that way has kind of allowed me to keep a job, luckily.
Ben, first, that was for people listening on the podcast. That was your god, Kenny Omega, AEW fans. Ben, I'm gonna let you go on this one.
What he's saying, he believes because he has made his name doing a niche style, but that niche style is also bullshit. When I watch his stuff in New Japan and it's fucking 85 kickouts and falsies, that sucks. Then he gets in with a Matt Sydal and tells an arm and wrist lock story that's brilliant in the 4-chapter match that he's talking about. Do you understand when he says that, what that means, or no?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's there are 4 parts to every single match. There's a beginning.
You know what they are? Okay, so let's call them what they are in wrestling terms. All right, just to smart people up. The shine. That is in the beginning. You're going to shine the baby face up to make him look good, make him look athletic, make him look stronger than you, quicker than you as the heel. So then the heel has to do what?
Get heat
And cheat. He has to go from wrestling to striking or do something dastardly that gets him on top. So shine's the first part, heat's the second part. Heat. Then what's the baby face have to do, Ray?
Comeback.
Make your comeback. Shine, heat, comeback. After the babyface makes his big comeback, we can shut him down again, move on something. But at that time, after he makes his comeback, what are we doing after that?
No, we got to get the finish.
A finish. Shine, heat, comeback, finish. That's the 4 chapters he's talking about. Now, in there, you can do endless amounts of things inside of that. You can work double heats. You can get heat right away, and then you got to shine them to make them a little bit and then shut them back down again. But when he just worked shine, heat, comeback, finish with Matt Sydal, it was his best match on AEW. Undeniable. It was. There's no doubt about it.
Matt Sydal.
Matt Sydal, a brilliant wrestler and also a high flyer, get your shit in guy when needs to be. But WWE, OVW, Japan, I mean, he's worked it all. And now as an older guy, instead of taking risks, he wrestles. He wrestles. And when they did that, it meant everything. So when I met Omega and he had the stars in his eyes before, Khan and saying to me, I'm going to do something in this business they've never seen done before. I get it, but what he's saying in a fucking seminar is completely wrong, telling kids the wrong thing. I don't believe in fundamentals and training. What is chain wrestling? It's everything. It's everything. So when you don't have to stand in a circle and talk out duck one, go two, turn, super kick. This is how they do it in the back, these circles, bro. Boom, turn and duck and back elbow, set you up, backbreaker, whoop, whop. I'm going to go up, hit you with the snake. Like they walk through every single thing. And then when they get out there and the bell rings, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, so somebody might forget something. And if you had this whole thing planned out, now we're fucked. It could be 2 minutes in, 6 minutes in, whatever. But the rest of it, we got to try and get back on track, and the flow's not there. As opposed to going, here's the finish, here's this 1 or 2 spots that we'll get into, and in the middle, I'm going to work my heat, and I'll call the rest to you. And is there anything you got a question on, right? When like to walk through another bullshit and go fundamentals don't matter. Fundamentals are everything because you're not truly an artist playing at their highest level if you're just not out there in the moment. If you're walking through a choreographed thing you did in the back to get spots in, that's a shit fuck kind of wrestling, bro. And it does have its place because he did it in the main event. He did it in the main event on AEW with the Bucks the next week after working the other way And that match was 10 times better. Now the Bucks are going to buck and do all their spots. That's what their money is, you know.
Sure.
But Kenny can tell a story, and he can do all that shit. What he's saying to those kids is, do whatever the fuck you want in your match. Fuck psychology and do spots and not chain wrestling. But then on TV, he's telling and selling and telling a story that's ongoing. So he's not even applying that logic to what it really means. And at the end of the day, I know he's got the training, but that's not doing the industry any help, because especially young kids like that, you need to have a strong fundamental foundation, not a Kenny Omega said, fuck it, we don't need to do it. We can do whatever we want. And I'm just going to hit 6 Canadian destroyers as a falsie. Okay. All right. They'll never get to the moment where less is more and controlling the crowd is everything. And the crowd wants to be controlled. They don't want to just sit there and watch guys do a ton of shit. You're not connecting with them. You're not.
No, man. You know, listen, Ben, I look at things through a critical eye as well. You know, being around people like you and Apter for all these years, and working with amazing people like Strangler Steve and people like the Vet. I can go down the list of people who have done so much in the industry and worked so many places all over the world, Vito, and understand that I know this is a new era of professional wrestling, I guess. But, you know, sometimes things don't need to be changed. This is why pro wrestling is failing now. This is why people, there is no long-term interest.
No.
People got at me because I put up, you know, because I was angry or annoyed that Sasha Banks was smiling and giggling and kind of like, you have to understand when she lost her championship after getting whipped in the stomach, right? Here's the deal, man. Sasha Banks, I get it, man. Like you said, you can do this shit backstage. She could have waited for Bianca Belair at Gorilla.
To not do it shits on the entire reality that we're trying to create.
But here's the deal.
You just lost your belt. You just lost everything. And you're smiling because young little sis is getting her moment. Oh, Ben, my God, bro.
Ben, here's the deal, man. And this is the problem. If you are a superstar now, even if you're wrestling in an independent circuit, there are cameras everywhere. You need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to understand that there are people going to be watching.
As soon as you get out of your car, you should be Sasha Banks for 4.5 hours until it's time to be behind closed doors with Vince, Adam Pearce, whoever your agent was. That's the only time they get to see you. When there's cameras around Mania, just like you're saying, Ray, you are Sasha Banks and you are the champ, and no one's taking that shit away from you. Instead, they're breaking fucking character in the curtain call beforehand, crying. They're having moments before the match even starts that are the end moments. The crying moment is the end moment, not I'm a mark for myself in the beginning of this match and blowing that. Dude, like fucking Rocky would get in the fucking ring with Clubber Lang or Drago and start crying because he's so excited to be in the match. No, that comes later after he got his ass whooped and Adrian runs in the fucking ring.
Right.
They're just marks for themselves, bro. They don't give a fuck about protecting their own business.
People just they don't get it, and they don't get why nobody has any, like I said, long-term investment into any storyline now. Yeah. Again, you know, when I look at The Fiend, see, when I was a kid and I looked at The Undertaker, there was a part of me that said, there's something wrong with this guy. Is this guy like a devil worshiper? What's wrong with him? Right. Mm-hmm. But now you look at The Fiend, and all I have to do is I have to go to his Instagram and see a picture with him holding a baby, holding his child. And I'm not trying to justify that because that's a storyline that should be protected more than any other. I agree.
He's not the biggest offender, but dude, imagine you're that guy and how many times they fucked you up and fucked you over.
Oh, they fucked him over so many times. That's not the point.
Nobody's been fucked over harder than Bray Wyatt.
But that's not the point. The point that I'm saying is that, you know, again, cameras are everywhere.
Sure.
Kayfabe is dead. And, you know,
it's not dead. It's just not done. Ben, if you fabe and dude, if I got signed tomorrow and you never had to hear the infidel character again.
Right. Which don't do that.
And fucking, like, if I was back to the real me constantly and it was, yo, Allah Moran, yes, I'm here. Not you in WWE, no fans would ever see me outside of character break. And you don't see it at indie shows either from me, bro. I don't stand out at merch and fucking talk conspiracy openly with fucking people who listen to the show. When I'm out there, it's $5 face slap time for all of you pathetic. So like that's bullshit to me. That when I'm not trying to heat on you, when people say kayfabe is dead, it's only because the shitbags in this industry refuse to fucking hold up the realities that we're trying to create for the rest of us. And that's why I fucking stand out on a show. Mm-hmm. That's exactly why I stand out on a show.
Well, look, man, look, I was on Facebook trying to defend my stance, and I said real simple. And you know, people, well, wrestling is not a movie. Well, you know what? It is supposedly entertainment. And here's the deal. I said this. Never have you watched a movie where in the middle of the movie, you have the bad guy who's about to actually die or get killed or get caught by the cops. And then he turns to the good guy and says, "Hey, man, you did a great job. I'm so happy you know, that you got over." It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So we have to be invested in these characters. We have to really believe that Sasha Banks she's 0-6 at WrestleMania. This should be soul crushing to her, but no. And I get it, sweetheart. Look, young lady, you're happy for your friend. I get it, but don't do this shit where you have people everywhere with cameras because hold on, if it wasn't a story, then it wouldn't have been recorded and it wouldn't have been reported. There's a reason why it's out there, and that's because it's not the right thing to do. And you can argue with me all you want out there, and you can say that I have an old school mentality and all this other shit. Fine, but don't complain to me that you're not fully invested in these characters when this is what's going on every single week.
They worked their ass off to get up to that point. I'm not saying any of those girls don't put in the miles, the time, the makeup, the training. Mm-hmm. They do. But why would you put all that time and effort in only to fucking blow it off for 3 seconds of mark out shit that you could do backstage?
Makes no sense.
No, exactly that. You work your ass off to be a superstar, and then when it's time for you to be on camera as a superstar, you do the mark shit.
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't understand putting in all that work just to fucking do that dumb little shit and not be in the moment knowing exactly where you are at that time, dude.
I'm gonna have to blame Colin.
It's insulting to the fans who fucking invest their time.
I'm gonna have to blame Colin for this one. Ben, we're gonna jump into the last quick story. The police officer who shot Mr. Dante Wright, Kim Potter, resigned just 22 hours ago. It came out, and I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Sorry, say the first part again.
So Kim Potter, she is 26 years on the police force. She was the police officer that actually shot dead Mr. Dante Wright.
Oh, the new shooting with they thought it was a fucking taser, but it was the pistol. Is that the one?
Yes, sir.
Holy shit!
Wow. There's so much fuckery here. I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion right now. I genuinely think the girl made a mistake. I hate the fact that they're trying to make this a race baiting thing, that she killed him because he's black. Number one, look, let me lay the cards on the table here. You know, the kid was a kid. Well, he was 20 years old. He was a grown ass man, and he did have a record. Okay, he did try to evade police officers by jumping back in the car when he was told to get out. Look, I understand, you know, people getting pulled over, people getting shot. Do I think that she meant to shoot him? I think she was just fucking nervous, and she pulled the fucking gun out and she shot him once, which unfortunately led to his death. And I think this was an extremely tragic accident. But now with her resigning with 26 years on the force, if I'm correct, and she will be sued apparently. Does she keep her retirement? I believe she does if she resigns. She has 26 years on the force.
Yeah, I think she should keep her retirement. This is we live in such a hot button time with guns, race issues. It's this all inflamed by fear and hate. Those are easy emotions to control people, especially to get agendas done. But when it comes down to the one-to-one person of that, was she effed up? Well, if she's on the force 26 years, she better damn well know the fucking difference between a taser and a Glock, and
Right.
and which hip it's on. And what does every officer say? Well, I go to my training. Well, that means you've pulled that fucking weapon plenty in your training, especially when they introduced tasers. So she's probably had all that training as well. So to me, this is fear of a black planet. And I'm not saying she's out assassinating black men in the street. I'm not saying this kid, when they say, oh, he's this age and has a record, well, believe me, that could either be because he does do some dirt like everybody does, or they really just want to, pick up every young black man and get a file going on him at age 16.
Right.
So, like, you can argue it both ways of what it is and try and besmirch, well, he has this, in his jack. Well, let's look at why, how, and if he does that mean that there is racism within that side of that police department who are trying to set guys up, you know what I mean, over and over again? I'm not saying he's a fucking model citizen, but
right.
At the end of the day, she took somebody's life. I'm sure she's not happy about it, and knowing
not.
It's a focal point of, the boiling kettle of American racism here, of what it could do, especially when we're in a George Floyd's trial for his police officer. So it's just one on top of the other, where it looks like excuse me, we've learned no lessons, and now these excuses of, I mistook my taser for my pistol. That's as insulting as it can be, bro. No,
I get you.
Yeah, dude, a taser's a bright yellow piece of plastic. A fucking Glock is not, and you know the difference of it, and how you got to cock it, use it, pull it, and aim it. Like, it might be sensitive. You're not just gonna go whoof and shoot once and be like, oh shit, the wrong one. I put pepper, not salt, on my fucking sandwich, bro. This is lethal force.
I got to read this real quick before we jump into NXT. So I have a friend, A-Track Brown, and he posted something, and he posted it was a conversation between him and another young African-American gentleman. And I'm going to read this verbatim, because these are two African-American gentlemen who come from the hood, who've been through shit. A-Track, I don't know if you know, his grandmother was brutally murdered here in New York City and made the news. Unfortunately, he lost his grandmother. There was a person that went around, he was kind of killing old people, and A-Track lost his grandmother. So this is coming from a man. Anyway, I'm gonna read this. So the kid, the young man, Jay, I'll just say Jay, he texted Tony Flags, aka A-Track Brown, this: I'm good, how much I hate when people do dumb shit like flash monies, guns, etc. in social media. Now hear this out. Hold on. He was a wannabe thug. George Floyd at least admitted to his wrongdoing and did his time like a man. This kid never showed up in court, tried to escape when he got caught. Nah, man. I'm not joining in with people on this one either. Fuck that. Not every N-word that gets killed by the cops is Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, I think that's a bright, a very smart way to look at things on a case by case basis, and not look at things as a black versus white issue that's going to fuel, because that's what they really wanted to do, to separate and divide. That's at least a thinking man who can say, here's this individual case, and what this guy does kind of speaks to his character a little bit more than what's going on. So I think just like the first story, I think everybody's got some onus of being wrong in this. Unfortunately, one of the guys isn't here to fucking defend himself,
Either way, it's a shame, man. It happened not too far from the Derek Chauvin, whatever the hell that asshole is, his trial. So a lot of shit, man, going on, and I'm just,
it's mad fucked up. And I hate to use segregation as a method for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there needs to be a huge, not like this is any brilliant plan I'm coming up with, but I think there needs to be a complete black police force in urban areas where there's an issue like this, because keeping white cops in those areas and active is only gonna, because when something goes off, it's gonna be a flashpoint every single time. So how do we nullify that conversation? Well, it's recruiting and training people of like race, I guess, to know and police their own.
Here's the deal, though. Just recently, we had a lieutenant from the military pulled over and pepper sprayed, and
that guy got fired too. That guy was a fucking idiot,
and he was a black cop.
Yeah, and so
Spanish cop. I'm sorry, a Latino cop.
Well, I mean, there and again, it comes down to a case by case basis, but we can also do things that will prevent as prevention measures that may cut back on those things happening. So, yeah, this has been, based around this from 9/11. Think about before 9/11 of the world we lived in, if you can even remember it, Ray. Then we go to war and everything's Bradleys and fucking Humvees. Even in sales, like at OVW, guys were buying Humvees during that wartime just to normalize it. Then Obama brings troops back, but all that comes back. What happened to police uniforms? How do they look now compared to what they used to look like? Regular daily cops look like SWAT guys.
Yeah, man.
From the 90s now.
Yeah.
And believe me, you don't bring weapons back, arm people. What do you do with weapons? You fucking use them. Whether it's surveillance and all this type of shit, bro. It's just us with a more militarized police department. And when you fuck with the military, they're not trying to enforce law. They're judge, jury, and executioner. And now the police have some of that own mentality, but that was all by design, slowly crept in over 20 years to get us to this point of shoot first on an enemy target. It's not an enemy target. No. It's a fucking person whose society you're supposed to be protecting. And we don't even talk about diffusing situations, helping them out, talking through it. It's fucking pull that shit because I don't know what you got, and fucking I'm gonna click clack before you fucking, like, the fear level. And you can't blame cops because they got to be sitting on one ass cheek all the time, every day now, with as hot button as things have gotten, especially with these court cases going on, because they think every African American is following it and looking for some get back, and that's their own white guilt in their own head that the media has put there over some shit by inflaming these situations and making everybody feel like they've got to take a stance on it instead of looking at it at a 1-to-1 ratio.
Oh man, what a world been. And now we move into NXT.
Ding dong.
Oh God. By the way, I know people aren't fans of Bayley's new gimmick, but I love the way Bayley dresses now. There's something about a woman in a suit jacket and some nice tight pants.
Hang out in the libraries, bro. She looks like every fucking librarian that ever was.
She don't like no librarian. I know.
Librarian, bro.
I kind of dig geeky chicks. I don't know what it is. Always have.
And get on it.
Always have.
She's single.
I've been on it. No, I'm fine. All right, Ben. So I don't know if you want to play us out or whatever, but we could just jump into NXT.
You are my tribal chief.
That's fucking perfect. Big shout out to Colin. I just like to mention his name.
He's in the chat.
All right. So here we go. Ben Hameen. Wait, what is this? Ray really loved Hillary Clinton in her pantsuit. You damn right. That is one thick bitch.
I liked her even better out of them.
That is one thick. I met her. Did I tell you I met her?
Yeah, I did too. I should have fucking punched her in the face when I had the chance.
Let me tell you something. When I met her and Bill Clinton when I worked at one of my buildings. And long story short, she is a tiny, thick thing. And Bill Clinton looked like a lizard man. Like when you looked in his eyes, it was so weird. Like it was like there was no soul in there. I'm not even joking. It was just soulless. He was very nice, but she was just some cold. Anyway. But yeah, man, I hit that twice on Sunday. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is NXT, your Next Level podcast, and we are reviewing WWE NXT for April the 13th, 2021. And Ben Hameen, I felt right at home watching this show. Why? Because it was like watching Impact Wrestling. A lot of Impact Wrestling stars. Everyone from who was on screen to people like Mackenzie Mitchell in the back. And this was great. I loved the intro. So I haven't seen Karrion Kross at all. since he's gone to NXT at all.
Oh yeah, dude, their intro's great, and that's her singing Scarlett Bordeaux in the beginning. That's her on the track.
Dude, this shit was dope. The black and white, him coming out, the promo he cut was fucking spot on, dude. It was perfect. And I sat back and I watched this shit, and I was like, God damn it. How come wrestlers don't do this now more? You know, he was believable. He told you straight up, yo, you're going to step up to me. I'm going to fold you. I'm going to break you in half, dude. And I believed every single word of it. This was great. And I love the fact, Ben, and
it made me want to go, hey, dude, you think they bring me in for a get-over match where you can beat the fuck out of me? I'll try and get a little heat on you. You hulk up and then beat me quick in a minute 40. And fucking, dude, if he's taking all competitors, I'll fucking get in there with Kross face to face.
Dude, I got to tell you, man, he basically, and I like the fact that, and here's another thing. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Watching NXT for the first time, like a new fan, I like the fact that I kind of got a little backstory. So they did this throughout the entire show. I do have some questions still, but they replayed NXT, the takeover, so on and so forth. So I had an idea of what happened between him and the prior champion, but Finn Balor. But dude, I love this, man. I love the fact that he says, you know, he's starving, he's insatiable. And one of the things that really stuck out to me is when he says, you know how people say, you know, there's only one way. Once you get up there, you have to go down. You know, that's a complete lie. So he's saying that you haven't seen his level yet. There is beyond an upper level. You know what I'm saying? There is beyond. He goes beyond that glass ceiling. So I'm excited to see his run as NXT champion. Again, this is my first time watching him on NXT as champion or as a character because I haven't reviewed this in quite some time. So I wanted to ask you, Ben, is there anything that stuck out to you here that maybe you did not like? And if not, then what did you love about it?
What WWE does better than anybody else is spectacle. Tony Khan can't match it, obviously. What they have in this little soundstage studio and what they can make it look like on one transition is unbelievable with the tech people they have there. And this makes Kross just looks, you know, like right out of a movie, pretty much every step that he takes. And he knows his entrance. He stands, I was like, he's standing there holding the belt with his mouth open.
Yeah. It's been don't do that, Ben.
But the thing is, sit there with your mouth open. Everybody at home listening right now for 30 seconds. It's a weird feeling, but he knows that that's what looks good on camera. Yeah, doesn't it feel weird just to sit there with your mouth open, like like you're screaming, but you're not?
How does Colin do it for so long?
Yeah, I know. Ask Jake Paul. So
hold on, Ben. High five. I love this thing. Sorry, I'm sorry.
But then you know, with Scarlett there to add to the scene picture, it just looks great. The only thing I didn't like from this is classic WWE of, and this is traditional training, but is putting over your opponent afterward.
Okay.
It's too babyface for me. Like I don't like that. Like for some guys, okay, but it's Killer Kross, and Killer Kross is gonna tell people to step up. He'll fold them. He'll fucking end them. He'll kill them. Afterwards, he doesn't need to go. Finn Balor is one of the best guys who's ever been in this ring. He should have gone. Finn Balor tried to step up to me, and I fucking ended his reign, exposing that he's not the best. I'm the best. This says I'm the best.
Got it. This is what I got out of that. Okay, he beat a great competitor, which makes him even better without having to say that he's better. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, like the fact that
I just don't think a guy whose name is Killer Kross should be putting other guys over after the fact that he beat them. He should just be saying, I'm the best, and anybody else who wants in my way will. Like, you got to stay badass. That's too much of a babyface thing to do, and he's too much of a badass to do that. That type of shit is NXT promo class, and them trying to teach them. Here's what somebody said to all of them in class. If you don't put them over, even after you beat them, then you're not doing the business, and they look like shit. But if you say that, then you beat somebody because you put them over like that. Well, that's not always the way. Right. Kross is a neutral good heel. or neutral good baby, but he has so many heel looks and tendencies that he can cut heel promos and stay strong without being like, fuck the crowd. He's just like, fuck that guy. He just stepped up in my path and he found out the hard way that Killer Kross ain't the one to be fucked with. Did he deliver? Yeah, but I over deliver. You know?
I was shocked to see that he was a baby face. I was like, whoa, Killer Kross is a baby face. Billy Ray Valentine. Of course you're going to agree with Ben. You're not going to agree with me. Like, what does he say there? He agrees with Ben. That's why these people will never truly be over. What does he mean by that, Ben?
Because they don't stick to their character's id of being a murderous psychopath with a hot chick who can who's only hell-bent on crushing everyone in his path. A guy who does that doesn't stop afterwards and look at his enemies and go, this guy was one of my greatest enemies ever. You stay on the id of your path of fucking going forward and kicking the fucking shit out of people. Randy Orton is that guy. Mm-hmm. Randy Orton doesn't stop and put dudes over afterwards. He's always, and to be honest with you, that's the match and the tag team that I want to see. Kross versus Orton and Orton and Kross tagging.
Why is Billy Ray Valentine burying me? Can you explain that to me? I'm like, why? Why is he
doing this? Easily buriable. There's like 50 things that you can be attacked on at any time.
I don't like this. You got Colin.
It's a big time next level debut review here with BRV in the house. We got the Vets still here with us and Colin Weiss song. I'm sure Stevie might be dropping through, so we keep kicking ass.
That's all I need. I need a super kick right to the face.
RBV's here too. Jesus Christ.
Everybody's here. Oh boy, here we go. So get Kross on the red and blue stage now.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to see that till earliest at SummerSlam.
Some people were saying that he was boring, that Killer Kross was boring.
Those people are fucking morons.
Fucking stupid. Like, you guys, anyway, what do you want? Like, you want Kenny Omega? You want that dude wrestling a fucking doll in the middle of a ring? Go ahead, take him.
Killer Kross has the most money written on him of anybody in WWE.
Absolutely. I got your forbidden door right here. All right, so here's the deal. Ben, I was so happy to see our boys from Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
What was their gimmick over there? The
Rascals, and now they're
Rascals.
MSK. Yeah.
What does MSK stand for?
Must see kids.
But they're men.
I guess they look like kids, you know, and I'm sure they can. Well, you can probably change MSK to a bunch of different things. That's just what I heard. You know, it's like Wu-Tang, witty, unpredictable talent, all natural game, Wu-Tang, right? So
what can you turn MSK to now? Seriously. All right, Ben.
It take a minute. I can find. What's his name last night? Das Sub. I did his birthday promo, and he said he worked at IBM. So I came up with international bowel movement. Call him a piece of shit, and then on the infidel bullshit meter, he ranks pretty high. So
you know, if this was another time, we could call them the mad skilled killers or something like that. But
I'm done a lot. Mad skills is good. Yeah. Crew, and you just make a mad
skills crew. Sure. But dude, I gotta tell you, man. Drake Maverick and Killian Dane, that song is so over with me. I could just listen to that shit on a loop.
It's weird if it's, but I was happy to see Rockstar Spud, my OVW brother, a guy who definitely gets it. You know, we've seen him in it with EC3. We've seen him with Damian Sandow. We've seen him on his own. There's nothing he can't do because he commits to the bit. He's a Rip Rogers guy, and he knows anything you give him, that's his opportunity to shine. Whether it was Rockstar Spud all the way up to Drake Maverick with his super hot wife trying to get laid and shit, right? So he keeps getting marginalized, but he keeps getting opportunities because those guys know he's got an awesome mind for the business. And I like Killian Dane, bro. I like
him a lot too.
Yeah, I like the big hairy look, just a guy in a t-shirt, just fucking. He couldn't stand to lose. Maybe 20. I like him big and heavy like that. I think he's got a lot of Bam Bam Bigelow feature to him, and it's been a while since we've seen somebody like that. And MSK is the opposite of what they are, a big man, little man team. These guys are athletic high flyers who they do their spots, but they Impact really helped them get over being spot monkeys and learning how to work. And this was good. That fucking flying cross body from Dane on the outside was a motherfucker to take.
Yes, it was a motherfucker. And I got to tell you, this was a nice kickoff match for me, man. I really sat back and enjoyed every minute of it. I had a lot of fun watching it. I was trying to find things I didn't like about it, and I couldn't. Everything from, the character of Killian Dane and Rockstar Spud, just it's such an odd pair, but it's so much fun to watch. And these two kids, MSK, are just really good at tandem tag team, which you don't really see nowadays. It takes you back to the days of the Rockers, when they did all the double drop kicks and the double hip tosses into, double elbow drops and good stuff, man. Good stuff all around. And by the way, MSK did go over here. But after the match, Alexander Wolf comes out and he confronts Killian Dane. Now, Killian Dane was his old tag team partner, if I'm correct. And then
Sanity with Eric Young.
Yeah, Imperium. By the way, Imperium makes fantastic what is it, butter? I love that shit. Was it Imperium? Is that?
I don't know.
Anyway, fantastic. They come out and they basically attack the tag team champions. So these guys, Imperium is going to make their statement here, I guess, here in NXT, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. We go to a video earlier with Mercedes Martinez demanding money from Robert Stone, and then some other large lesbian comes out to fight her. It was very weird. I don't know. So my question is, what the fuck is going on? If I'm a new fan, I don't. Why does she owe her money? Why does one girl owe the other one money? Why is this guy wearing 2 Michael Jackson gloves? By the way, big shout out to our boy who was also in Impact Wrestling, a very Impact Wrestling heavy show.
I mean, that's what NXT is, right? Like, you're getting Impact talent who's already TV ready and doing great work. Then you're sending them to NXT which is their training center, to learn the WWE style and the model of shitty promos, which really equates to stop doing your art through your own voice and do it through our voice that's fucking cookie cutter. And then if you do it well enough, we might get you on the road, only to tell you need to stop doing that cookie cutter shit and find your own voice again. Like, that's the fucked up part of all of this, bro.
Yeah.
And later it happens. But when it comes to Robert Stone, or whatever you want to call him,
formerly Robbie E,
dude, the guy gets it with character. Even when COVID first started and he was doing the thing with Chelsea Green kicking his ass, and they all had to be in NXT, like sitting around, like he'd be over there in the corner all fucked up and hunched over from the night before when they had to be on the floor. So that's a guy who sells his character. The second he gets out of his car, you might see him at the store, he might be limping around, like Robbie gets it, and he's a family man with twin boys, so he knows what these jobs are worth, because I worked a lot of indie shows with him right before he got signed, where he put in the miles just so he could take care of his family. So this guy knows his opportunity and he knows how to make the most of it. I'm a big Robbie E fan. This shakedown at the end, where she's screaming at the fucking announce team and all this, I'm just like, yeah, this is what the difference between a Killer Kross segment and them learning the difference of how working for TV and getting a character over. I like that they committed to the bit, that it wasn't phony,
right,
of what they were doing, but it was hokey. Does that make sense? Like,
I get it, but the one thing I will say is when Mercedes Martinez is on your screen, I could see that woman shaking somebody down. She has that look. You feel me?
Yeah, maybe, but would she? It's the fact that we're doing a shakedown at ringside in front of the cameras and then going to scream at a wrestling fucking table. That's not how shakedowns go. Shakedowns go, show that girl getting paid, maybe some reason she fucking sold merch or some tickets or some shit, and somebody hands her an envelope of cash. She turns the corner and somebody fucking grabs her and pulls her in, and then we get the face-to-face close-up scene. But at ringside, it's like, okay, that is Southern wrestling phony as fuck. Like, they came in, boom, these heels out of nowhere came in and beat the shit out of a babyface for another heel, and then you hold up the envelope. There's the payday, dude. Right. That's OVW Southern shit as fuck, man. Like, that would never fly in the Northeast.
I would have shot this a little differently, where I would have had the camera people backstage maybe hearing a commotion backstage or hearing an argument, and then kind of creepily going in between a curtain or behind a wall or something like that, and just kind of videotaping from afar what's going on to make it, to give it a little more of a realistic,
Sure.
and then anyway. But anyway, the two large angry lesbians are going to wrestle each other next. But before that, they gave a video package of Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, and I'm going to go back and watch this match sometime this week, because these guys apparently beat the living fuck out of each other so much.
Don't go back and watch it.
Okay, one thing I did like,
it's infuriatingly bad.
Okay, one thing I did like, and I found it actually funny, I got a chuckle out of it, was when they're being wheeled into the hospital side by side. Do you remember Rocky 2, when Rocky and Apollo Creed are in the hospital and they're yelling at each other after being That's where they took that from. I'm gonna kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? This isn't over. This type of shit. That's where they got it from. So you're suggesting I do not watch this match?
It was trash. They do so much extra dumb bullshit with weapons and go homes that should have been the finish. They go an extra 8 minutes just to do all this terrible dumb shit, and then they're back up and not selling it. When then it was on at the end, so we've seen plenty of other shit, so they think they got to dial it up. But there's no money written on either of these guys. Adam Cole gets it. But Adam Cole got over by being one of the Bucks boys in the Cool Kids Club in the Indies before there was AEW, and getting on being the Elite. Then from there, when everything was starting, he parlayed that by that little self-image boost from them giving him a shine. Cody did the same thing. So did Skrull. But got that boost to get over at NXT, and they jumped on him to be like, haha, they're not going to get him for AEW, and we got one out of the Elite Club. Cole worked all of them because his size is never going to be believable. He starts out a match working something right, and then by the end of it, we're given kryptonite crunches off the top of a fucking cage through a table that's a kick out spot, but you're going to go into some stupid little knee that's a finish. So in the beginning, tells a great story, and then they blow it all right out their ass by the end. And then this match was just egregious, dumb weapon thing after weapon thing after weapon thing, where if I hit them with one of them, that's the fucking finish, not 19 different weapon spot shots. It was bad.
I got it.
It was embarrassingly bad. It shouldn't have been on the show. And if people give them the standing ovation afterwards, that shows that NXT is a factory cookie cutter system. That match is more hardcore than anything on Mania. You're going to put it on next level between two guys who look like they work at Annie Ann's Pretzel. Fuck out of here, bro.
Ben, tell me how you really feel.
It's bad. There's not money written on them.
Ah, God, where's Billy Ray Valentine when you need him? Well, we do have the two young ladies. We have Mercedes Martinez and Jessie Kamea going at it, and Mercedes Martinez goes over here. Listen, Jessie Kamea, she did her thing. She fought hard, and she laid into Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez goes over with one big move for the win. That's pretty much, I think, how you book a match like this, Ben. It
was a damn near flawless get over match.
Yeah, man, excellent.
I've seen this match a bunch of times in OVW, and it was done properly here. And Mercedes Martinez is a pretty seasoned pro, and she's another one who, like, let's break her and put her in the NXT system and lower the quality of what she can do. So with lower quality creative, she's getting the most out of it. I think her personality shines through. You know what? I got to say, everybody's gear looks really great, except for the guy who's coming up next.
Okay. Are we talking about The Way?
No. Well, that's interesting too. I need to learn more about them because I've worked plenty of shows with them, but I was talking about Kushida.
All right,
the Back to the Future thing is so stupid and burn out.
All right, time out. We're going to jump into that in a second. Billy Ray Valentine, if you're still watching, kind of explain the whole Kushida thing to people here. Maybe you can type something in.
I understand it. I knew about it before, but I saw him a year ago doing this, and he's still doing Back to the Future, bro. Yeah. And you win the title, it's time to elevate. And the hoverboard lock, nobody's popping for these stupid little pop culture references. That's never going to get him over.
Don't spoil this, Ben. Hold on. We're not there yet. So we got Mackenzie Mitchell backstage with the way. I like this group. I like Johnny Gargano as a bad guy. I think he's a great dickhead bad guy.
Is it a bad guy, though?
I don't know, man. I got to tell you, man, whatever it is.
I know it started out that way, but it's not that way now.
Whatever it is, they're fun to watch. Everybody is fun to watch here. And I got out a lot of what I did. All right, let me rephrase myself. I had an idea of what the storyline was. I knew that Johnny Gargano was a leader. I knew that his wife was down with the clique. I knew that what's his kid's name? The good-looking kid. I can't remember his name now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The other guy is down with them. And then I know that the tall New Zealand girl has the hots for Dexter Lumis. I know this. I know all of that. It was fun. It was funny. What the hell is the name of the kid? The young good-looking kid that was in trouble. Huh?
It's whatever.
Anyway, so this was a fun segment. It got in a lot for me, Ben. What did you get out of this backstage interview segment? And I'll try to get this kid's name.
It's Gargano committing to character, was interesting to me because Gargano's pretty straight-laced and like the under baby face. So to see him had formed this group, I was like, okay, where's it going? But then at the end, they walk off and do the put your hand in team. They're doing a lot of babyface comedy stuff here where they all walk off and then somebody does the sight gag and walks off the other way. Like, no, this way. Oh, come on. And then walk back through the scene. And the timing worked and it was good. But I thought what you thought, this is a heel team. But what I'm seeing here is not very heelish at all. It's almost Dark Order-esque. What should be heel, that's comedy babyface.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, whatever.
Austin Theory. I like that kid, man. There's something about that kid that I think there's a lot of potential behind it. He had gotten into some trouble, but apparently he's past that. So anyway,
is there money written on him for the main roster?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna hold back my my judgment right now.
To be able to look at a guy in their work within X amount of time, and he's already been up on the main roster and sent back down. We know he can do flips and crazy shit, but is he just going to be another Gable kind of lost in the fucking mix who's got all the talent? Like, how do we really get these guys over? And I don't see them getting over. And if you don't, then why did we just waste $2 million over 4 years investing in you as a property to develop you?
Well, Ben Hameen, only time will tell. And speaking of time, see what I did there? Speaking of time, we have the time splitter answering the call. Now, Santos Escobar, Ben, he comes to the ring, right? Now, we get the whole video package as to, now I know what's going on here. He is the Cruiserweight champion. I think they really make this championship something important. I looked at this. I looked at Santos Escobar coming out, putting over the Cruiserweight division, putting over the fact that his father was a junior heavyweight champion. He's a Cruiserweight champion, and his son will also will follow, like kind of like a cartel type thing. He will also follow my footsteps. Loved it. I said to myself, fuck, this guy should be champion for a long, long time because he's got charisma.
Yeah.
He's got a great look. He's got a cool faction with Zema Ion back there, brother, with his arms folded, looking all cool. And I loved it, dude. I loved it. And then as soon as he says, I'm doing an open challenge, I'm like, this son of a bitch is losing the belt. Who's he going to lose it to? Well, like I said, speaking about time, the time splitter. Fucking, what's Kushida. Yeah, Kushida.
Marty McFly.
Yeah, hello, Marty McFly. All right, Ben, go in on Marty McFly because I didn't get it either. People tell me, Billy Ray Valentine wants to tell me that that's his thing. And,
and they have their own stupid little gimmicks that everyone works out and does their fucking thing, and they think it's funny and cute to do Americanized shit, dude. Like everybody putting over Japan, to me, it's ridiculous. Like, oh, they're going to Japan to do this, that, or the other. That's like going, why don't we just make Rhode Island the fucking of America? He wrestled in Rhode Island. Oh, we better fucking sign him, everybody. Like, that don't mean shit to me, bro. Like, can Kushida work? Yes. He has good facials in his selling too, man. It's really good. But I was like, oh, damn, he fucking gave him the swing into the steps and shit. I'm like, that's a little much for a fucking NXT gimmick. But then he went over for the title. So I was like, well, I guess it wasn't a little much in the heat that he worked on him. But yeah, Marty McFly shit is absolute trash. When everybody else's gear looks awesome, he's still coming out in the vest trying to pop somebody on a nostalgia thing. I'm just like, ugh.
Ben. Did you not love? I've never seen this before. The Lion Tamer, the Walls of Jericho onto the post. Never seen that one.
Yeah, that was all right too. It was good enough heat, but I think they made a mistake here. The guy did cut a badass promo. There's a ton of meat left on the bone with that.
Yes.
And now you're going to put it on a guy who can't speak English. And fucking did we not learn anything with Akira Tozawa, Kenta, fucking Shinsuke Nakamura? We've learned nothing. We've learned nothing on how to get these guys over, but put a belt on them, because you know why? You know who belts are for?
For karate masters?
Oh, for guys who can't get over with character.
Yeah, well, why don't they put, if they're gonna go with the fucking Back to the Future thing, why don't they give him a fucking a doc like manager to talk for him?
They should. They should. They were going to do that, but instead we just get some hot topic fucking throwback bullshit while everybody else looks like a star.
Great Scott.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, look, I'll tell you what, man. Was I entertained by this match? If I'm Kenny Omega, yes, I was. I was entertained by this match. I knew he was going to win. I knew Kushida was going to win this match. Listen, there were a lot of big.
I didn't think he was going to.
Oh, no. I knew it. I knew it right away, dude. And then especially when he told his boys to go to the back, that being Escobar, I was like, all right, they're setting this up. He's going to win clean. And
that's a mistake. That's a mistake, though.
They did a little play off of the Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat WrestleMania pin, kick out, roll up, win. I don't know if you noticed that towards the end.
I don't. I was watching. Beautiful people.
What were you sipping on last night, brother? I did tune in really quickly.
Larceny. It's good. It's good Kentucky bourbon. So I just had a little sip. I had a long day yesterday.
All right, so we got a opinion. I don't know, you had a couple of comments there. I don't know if you can bring that back up there. I wanted to see.
They're just him and Colin are putting over that Escobar should be main roster, but let me tell you, got fucking Garza, Carrillo. Neither of them are over and are better and bigger than this guy. You had Andrade, which this guy is kind of like the smaller version of Andrade. So we're 0 for 3 there. So what hope if you were to introduce another Latino little badass fucking is he really going to get over? What are they going to do? Put him up against fucking Mysterio Jr. Ray comes in, bring in Garza, Luchas, something fucking stupid versus Lucha House Party, and that's his whole run.
One thing I noticed during the show, Ben, was that we have new champions in NXT, and the large angry lesbian that won the first match, she says, "I'm coming for the championship." We have a bunch of people saying that they are looking for the tag team titles, they're looking for the world title. So we have a bunch of contenders here. I didn't know they were tag team. Again, I haven't watched in over a year. Ciampa and Thatcher, who I love. Thatcher, dude. I love Thatcher.
His promo skills need a lot of work.
But listen, is it just me, again, watching with a critical eye, or did when Ciampa jumped up and walked away, Thatcher was popped by that? And I don't know how they put it over. It's supposed to be like a serious thing. I don't know why.
They're the over guys. They hang with Triple H and fucking Shawn. They're probably just trying to pop them. They don't really give a fuck.
Okay.
I thought Ciampa's energy was lowered by Thatcher, to be honest with you. I've seen better work from Ciampa than this.
Those two guys, though, look like they'll fight you in the alley for a ham sandwich.
That's fine. I'm 120 pounds and 7 inches taller than both of them. So
got it.
Let's rock and roll.
William Regal backstage congratulates Kushida, and a small British guy comes out, and he wants to fight Kushida. So again, another challenger out there looking to stake his claim as the next contender for the Cruiserweight title. What's this guy, Devlin? Jordan Devlin. Do you know anything about this kid?
Jordan Devlin.
6-time IWGP Junior Cruiserweight champion. Oh, is he talking about Kushida? Oh, he puts Kushida over. Okay. Yeah, anytime. Kushida says anytime. Okay, so I guess
Oh, that's the dude in the back. Yeah, that's another dude. He comes in to fucking talk with whatever Europe Irish accent, and he's fucking talking all this shit to Kushida. I'm thinking to myself, he don't understand a fucking word you're saying to him right now. Like all that shit wasted. He has a tough enough time understanding English, probably from Triple H and Shawn.
No idea.
Fucking thick Irish accent on top of it, and fucking. Oh,
yes.
Dude. And at the end of the day, no money written on that other kid to be on the main roster whatsoever.
They're all over.
I don't know what this ongoing joke is with Colin and the vet on they don't say main roster or something, but understand this is developmental. This is not a third brand. As much as they say it, this is a wrestling school that they mix in guys on their way down who are not over from the main roster, or people that they want to break who are already TV ready, who are their stars that stand out. So there is a main roster. It's Raw and SmackDown. There is no NXT. NXT is developmental. It is FCW. It is OVW.
Absolutely. I agree. Colin, shut up. Shut up, Colin. Anyway, dude, when me and Colin were doing Next Level podcast, I saw this tall, statuesque, strong Latina woman in Raquel Gonzalez. And I remember you and Stevie were joking around about a year ago saying, who's Raquel Gonzalez? But I did say, and you can go all the way back and listen to those old shows, that I thought that young lady was going to be something. And I thought she was going to be champion one day, and she is. And this was a segment where, she goes out there. At first I thought she was when I was watching, she was a heel. Now she's a big old baby face. Somebody with that look, I think, should remain a heel, my opinion. But they also bring out the SmackDown and the Raw champions, and they all stand in the ring. Ben, what did you think of this entire segment here?
With all the girls,
yeah.
This is what WWE does better than anybody else with the championship, with painting that picture where the first girl comes out and you're like that, and then they're like, oh, Rhea Ripley, right? And fucking like, damn, now that we show that you can go from over and then or from NXT to the main roster and make it, and then EST comes out and that what they had there is a great stage picture where they don't have to say anything and it shows the entire thing. WWE does that very, very well. And I was surprised by that because I didn't expect to see that as well.
Neither did I.
And that was a really good moment that, was well thought out. That was well thought out.
It was perfectly done because, like you said, they didn't say anything. They didn't have to say anything. They three babyface champions standing in the ring, and then behind them was a picture of them when they first started at NXT, standing together. And
that kind of pisses me off though. Because,
oh God, of course it does. Let me just smack myself with this.
Because we're trying for an organic moment, and when you do things like reference the picture, it's all set up. You know what I mean? Let's make it organic and be like, oh shit, even though they didn't know they were there, like, because when they do that, it means everybody in that scene knows these cues, and it's not an organic thing where, oh shit, Rhea Ripley's here, oh shit, EST's here. It's like, and scene and cue and like, all right, and now we're gonna do this together, and it's not real anymore, dude.
Got it. Well, speaking about Chinese karate,
you know what they should do? What they actually should have done for next week if they wanted to get people seriously involved and get that Raquel Gonzalez over. Is they should have pitched a champions triple threat match, no titles on the line, all three champs next week in the main event.
Oof, that would have been crazy.
And done a baby face finish, no big impact, some fucking catch wrestling finish.
You can do that, or you could have had the three next challengers come in and spoil the show.
Could have, but I think a babyface triple threat match is a better fucking thing. Oh, yeah, at the end, have them run in and get heat. You mean
right?
That? Yeah, absolutely. You could.
And then guess what? Then you have a six woman match for the following week with the three champions teaming up together against the three challengers.
Yeah, shitty six. Absolutely.
There you go. We have William Regal. Speaking about Chinese karate wrestling from Korea, we have William Regal putting over the Warrior of the Sun. They signed another Japanese talent, another female Japanese talent who won't get over on the main roster, by the way.
She's good though. She wrestled Serena. I seen that match. She's different than Io Shirai and fucking.
Can she speak English?
I don't know. I know her match with Serena was as good as the one Serena had with Asuka.
Ben, can she speak English?
No, I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, no.
Okay,
she can't.
The Asuka promos are my fucking favorite.
Well, yeah, but
Japanese.
That is terrible, Ben. Would you stop that?
I didn't say it.
All right, well, you're kind of right.
If any of you refute that, I dare you to come out here and do something about it.
I'll do something about it. You just won't like it. All right, Ben. So they put this over. So I guess I'm looking forward to seeing her in the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I think she can. If you put the right opponents and do the right catch wrestling. But if you're going to do the dumb shit, then it's not going to last.
Well, Ben, next up we have a guy that looks just like Cheeseburger, Leon Ruff versus an angry mumble rapper, Isaiah Swerve Scott. Listen, Leon Ruff, I know you're gonna be like, oh no, Bray, you're wrong. This guy sucks. No, I love this fucking kid. This kid is so. I saw him when he first started, when he had the stupid the national title, whatever the hell they call it, and he put it around his waist and fell down to the floor and stuff. But there's something about this kid. I know the kid is 100 pounds soaking wet. It's just something about him I like. I can't pinpoint it. I just like him a lot, dude. Isaiah Swerve Scott got the shit kicked out of him during this match. I don't know why he's an angry mumble rapper now, but these two guys beat the fuck out of each other, I should say. And Swerve Scott goes over. He should have won. The bigger, stronger guy should have won. But I got to ask you, what do you think of this match? And do you think Cheeseburger is over? I know it's not Cheeseburger, but do you think he's over, this kid?
Oh, no, you are wrong, Ray, but you're wrong about how I feel about it. I think Leon Ruff is fucking great.
Fantastic, bro. I love this kid.
I think he shows great passion. I know he worked his ass off to get that spot. Like he was on AEW doing all the indies. 157 pounds is tough to swallow. When they announce him as that, though, you're like, oof.
Not if you're a TikTok star. What?
Yeah, yes. Swerve, though, I'm a big fan of Swerve because I wanted to work him when he was Killshot in Lucha Underground. And I like the mumble rapper thing where he's in the studio cranking out his shit, working on his art, because all he needs to do is get that. Here's what's smart about that. They got Bad Bunny. They got the music hookups, whatever. All they got to do is get him on one, like the Migos or some shit, on one track with him, and fucking it's off to the races. This kid's a fucking star, So Swerve can do unbelievable things in the ring, but this had its high spots, but this was a shit kicker of a match.
They beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, the one thing I probably wouldn't do that Leon Ruff did, he does a fucking arm breaker off the fucking his own bump on the floor. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that, bro? Just hangman his arm over the top rope. It's the same fucking heat. So there's a couple things, but that's him being an indie guy and a kid with a lot of punches on his bump card that haven't, he just doesn't know yet how to work as smart as he could.
I have to ask you about this one move real quick. I'm sorry. There's this move that Leon Ruff does, which is super dangerous, doesn't make any sense, where he kind of throws himself back into the ropes where he can decapitate himself, and he goes into a clothesline. It's like a weird, I don't know if you saw it, man. It's like he's going to do a suicide dive. He catches the ropes with his arms and then springs back and then hits the guy with a clothesline. It looked weird. I don't know. Did you notice that?
It's lucha, but yeah, it's good. It's interesting take on things. I don't like the Moxley second rope rock back one.
That's the one I'm talking about. It's weird.
I'm not a fan of that one, dude. Like, it didn't look as bad, but Moxley just hoarded out every match. You knew, like, here it comes, and he doesn't even do it anymore, which is good because I fucking hated that move. But yeah, that's indie stuff that made it to the main roster, and if it's used correctly, like in not a spot, how that move should be done is fucking the other guy's getting heat on you, hits you, you sell back, boom, hit that, and then come out and hit it. Not like, let me run in, do a second rope cool guy, and then fucking come out. So that move does have merit. It's just now it's a get your shit in Indie Fest thing, as opposed to being on the cell using the second rope to come back and propel you. So everything gets watered down from how it should be.
So did you enjoy this match, though? All in all,
this is my favorite match on the show.
Oh, cool. Very cool. I actually enjoyed the tag team match. That was my favorite match in the show.
That was good, but I like this because I was surprised at how good it really was.
Leon Ruff, what can you do with this kid, man? Like, he's 157 pounds.
I put those guys together.
Is he
the best buddies in a relationship that's back and forth? I think they can fit in. I think their styles fit together. And then even afterwards, we get a weird vignette where it's Swerve talking shit, and Ruff comes in and he fucking blasted his head against the lockers, bro.
That was great.
It was even more violent. And I was like, God damn, this little motherfucker's got a violent streak in him. So seeing that makes me go, because naturally they're both baby faces, but they're both working heel on each other. That's interesting to me, though. Where can you go with that, though?
Is he the next Spike Dudley? Ruff?
No, because Spike Dudley took a fucking beating and would get up and then get his shit in out of nowhere, the acid drop and the stomp on you and things along those lines. I don't look at Leon Ruff as like not that Spike is freakishly small, but I don't look at him as that underdog, especially when he's fighting that much, and Swerve gave him a lot. So I think he just needs a partner, almost like the little dog, big dog, where the little dog is fucking trying to talk all that shit and big dog comes in to fucking protect him, So
you're talking about like Tom and Jerry.
Right. Those
that's been canceled. Sorry.
Well, so will everything else WWE soon enough.
Well, Ben, we've made it to the main event of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
We have The Way, that faction, versus Shitzy Black. I can't stand her. There are two people in this match that I do not like, but they are the tag team champions. Okay. We have The Way versus Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Dexter Lumis, and Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Been a lot of shit happened during this match, and there was some things that I really it tickled me. It made me laugh. Okay, where do we start, Ben? We start in the beginning. First, Dexter Lumis I love Dexter Lumis. We've seen him, Ben. We were reviewing, I think we were doing Impact Rebellion when he was doing that character or the beginning of that character on Impact, and he wasn't nearly as good as what he is now.
I was thinking he's another guy who's beyond TV ready, OVW trained, should be on the main roster. And I'm thinking, what could you do with him? And I think Elias is one of the most underutilized fucking talents that there is. Oh. What if you started an artist collective of like guys who are great art, because he's fucking great at painting and drawing.
Yes, he is.
Got him with the music, and even you could put Swerve with the hip hop in there if you wanted to, and have a faction of like
artists.
Yeah, higher art form or whatever.
Is Shinsuke Nakamura going to be part of it because he is the artist?
But what does he do? That's just a stupid moniker. These other guys actually have skills.
He paints people's faces with his feet.
Well, then he's in.
Dude, so the young lady, I don't even know her fucking name yet. I'm still got to learn her. But the tall, is she from New Zealand? The girl that was in love with Dexter Lumis?
I don't know. There's a lot of international flavor on this show, though, man, for sure.
I got to tell you, though, man, she's delightful. She's delightful. I love the fact that, she did it right. Like in the beginning of the match, they were lined up and, they're doing the introductions. She's trying to stand next to Dexter Lumis and stuff. And Candice LeRae, is that her name? No.
Yeah, Candice LeRae.
Okay.
That's Johnny's girl.
Then who's the New Zealand girl? Anybody out there? Anybody can send me
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai. I like her. And I love the fact that during the match she kept falling on the ground, purposely to try to get Dexter Lumis's attention. And this is, hey, dude, this works on any level. It's worked with George the Animal Steel and Miss Elizabeth. It's worked all the way back, man. It's Beauty and the Beast. What's the one thing that can tame a monster? You look at if you watch the new King Kong versus Godzilla, it was the little girl who had the relationship with the big beast.
Oh,
King Kong.
They're saying it's Indy Hartwell.
Indy Hartwell, dude, I love her. I don't even know anything about her right now, but I love what she did. I love the
good dude. If you don't know her and you're tuning in and you don't even know who she is, but she's captivating you, that's about the best we can have for audience feedback of like who do we need to keep an eye on and develop something for. So that's great feedback, Ray, to be honest with you, from a focus group standpoint.
I appreciate it, but here's the thing, man. Dexter Lumis, who is cold and calculated, and you know there's something wrong with him, but you see that human, that little bit of that human side, and he takes care of her. He carries her away. He sees her hurt, and then she turns back to the camera, gives the thumbs up and the smile, like I got my man. I can't wait to see what this develops into. Is she not gonna be part of the way anymore, or is she gonna be part of the way, but yet is Dexter Lumis gonna join the way?
Yeah, I think that's the in between of like, which way are we going to go, the struggle in between the two. And I think, this is story as old as Shakespeare. It's got some Romeo and Juliet possibilities to it, or some Hatfields and McCoys if you want to go that way as well, with Montagues and Capulets and that type of way. And I think they both can pull it off. They had a good stage picture last night. And again, that's what WWE does better than anyone else. From those girls standing, this show is better than anything else this week, Raw or SmackDown, based on the visual of those three champions standing there and getting that shot. That's what doing business is about, and highlighting the brand.
All right. So, I got to jump in. I'm going to give you a little Billy Ray Valentine. You ready? Here we go. All right. Bronson Reed. Ben Hameen, tell me something.
Bronson Reed,
the big guy that finished off with the giant splash off the top of the rope.
Oh yeah, big dude. I saw him work in Buffalo, and he can move, man. He's like AC, but even a little lighter and more agile. I wish AC would get to his size, because AC could do the same thing, and I bet they'd sign AC and put them together, bro.
Wow, I got to tell you, man, that dude, he is what you call an attraction.
Yeah. He knows how to work the camera too, and like his timing's really good on when he does character stuff and shit like that. But yeah, that guy's excellent, man. Holy shit. Speaking of big dudes with Triple XL, did you see Larry H's new promo pictures, bro?
No, I haven't.
Go to Larry H's Twitter, bro. He lost another probably 30 pounds, and he's fucking starting to become a body guy, like chiseled out and shit. Larry H is working his ass off. I hope him and AC get a shot too, even if that was a triple threat. But Larry's going to be in too good a shape to even be in Triple XL soon, to be honest with you.
Well, Ben, while I look up, do you know his Twitter handle? Or
I don't off the top of my head. It just came into my feed the other day.
All right, so let me see. Larry H Wrestler. I'll just put this in.
Yeah,
it should come up. But anyway, all in all, Ben, while I'm looking this up, give me your full synopsis on the entire show from top to bottom.
Impressive, aesthetically for the eye how they can go from Killer Kross's entrance.
Isn't it Larry D?
Larry D. Larry H is Larry Herndon from Hami Media Group. But yeah, so that is one of my favorite things. The arena they perform in, they do so much with it. There's a lot of potential on people that I don't know about, that I'm anxious to learn about, and people who surprised me that I wasn't expecting that kind of performance out of Swerve and Leon Ruff that we got here. But for a Tuesday night kickoff in the new time slot, WWE did it very well, bringing back those champions. They furthered the storyline business with the W, and then this at the end with carrying her off. There was a lot of good in this show. But again, my biggest thing with NXT is you got some people who are ready for TV, main roster, and you got some people who look like complete amateurs, which you are going to have on a developmental show. But how long are we going to do that back and forth without doing business? I think we missed a couple points by not raising the acumen of our more amateur performers and protecting them.
Wow, look at this. Look at that transformation, dude.
Look at that, bro. Like,
holy
good
shit.
job. Good job, Larry D, man.
Wow.
Dude, I hope he gets big opportunities. That's a lot of work right there.
And he's got a ton of carry. We've been putting him over for about a year.
He's been on the Indies for 20 years, bro. This guy's. I'm glad that he's getting his chance. It gives me hope to, like, you never know what the fuck can happen, but there's nothing more dangerous than hope, as they talk.
No kidding. Listen, man. I quite enjoyed this show, and I quite enjoyed the fact that we had the heavy hitters on with us here this morning. Rick Vickery. Well, that is his middle name. Rick Vickery, Colin. Thank you to the vet for joining in with us. Billy Ray Valentine, everybody else who came in on with us. Thank you again, Ben, for this illustrious lifetime achievement. I'm going to actually update my Twitter. Lifetime Achievement Award for Hami Media. This is going to be put in fantastic use. You know, Ben, I told you, I hang my mask on it now. I have my mask here. I hang that. I put my keys on it. Look, Jen is so happy because now I know where my keys are all the fucking time. It's fantastic. This is a great thing. It's a multi-purpose. And also, when I'm making love to her, I have a little bit of a little light in the room. You know what I'm saying? When we keep the light, look at that.
I just have to be a 2-time Hammy Award winner.
Wow, that's beautiful.
$5 face slap.
$5 face slap.
Well, but shout out to Larry H. He actually made these and sent them to me and shipped them to me, man. So when my printers were down during the Hammies, this is his own design, to be honest with you. So big shout out. I'm glad you're enjoying it, bud.
Well, it's better than the one Colin got. I don't know if you know. Somebody sent
a round lower base one.
No, I heard he got like a phallus.
He got the one finger.
No, he got the big gimmick. He got a big gimmick. Anyway, listen, thank you so much, guys. This has been really fun. This was a good first show. Ben Hameen, always a pleasure doing this. I take absolute joy in doing these shows with you every single morning.
I always enjoy it too, Ray. Me too, buddy.
And I got to tell you, man, Colin and the vet, listen, guys, give Impact a chance. It is the best wrestling TV show on professional wrestling.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them after having no fans and seeing fans in NXT, but the quality of the creative is going to be good. And I think the quality of the matches are better than what we're seeing here too. If
I have to say one thing in WWE production, if you guys are listening, the whole murmuring when people are doing promos in the ring, listen, guys, kind of tone that down. Enjoy vacation. Ben, you going on vacay?
Leaving at 3 a.m, man. So I've been working 14-hour days the last 5 days to get everything pre-programmed for my local clients. And I got to give Stevie the access to the Ben Hameen channel so he can stream live on the Friday Locker Room. And I'm about to upload the Wednesday Locker Room to patreon.com/Hameen Media Group. Bello just sent that to me. I'll edit this and have that up there tonight, patreon.com/Hameen Media Group. Thanks for all the sign-ups. So they're free shows, you guys, so that I'm not charging anything still. So it's just as we're, I'm going on vacation. When we come back, we'll regroup and get everything set up for the next big push of where we're going to go, have our own app, the whole nine. So I appreciate it because I'm burnt out, man. We figured yesterday in the last week, not including yesterday, I watched 22 hours of wrestling last week, bro. So
you going to Jamaica, right?
No, that got canceled. I'm going to DR instead.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you're going from one beautiful island to another.
So yeah, with my beautiful wives, and
you're fine.
I'm sure I'll be making some new gifts for you, Ray, beachside, and having a good time, man. Definitely needed as I'm as burnt as I've ever been. Tax time and all that shit really fucked me up. So, we're going to get away for a couple days for the weekend and then be back hopefully by Tuesday for Russo brand shows. So everything will be right back on schedule. But the Monday Locker Room, I think there's going to be some surprise run-ins. I think Man Beast tag team partner, hopefully Adam Revolver, who I would really love to have on this platform full-time because he's a wrestling robot, man. Like, you want to talk Rip Rogers, Al Snow, Danny Davis made. Power's Mind is one of the greatest ever, and not a lot of people know about him as a 16-year pro. Mm-hmm. I think he definitely should be on here with us. So I'm excited to hear that Monday Locker Room. I was going to set up Strangler Steve and Big Stevie Cool, but I think Strangler Steve can't make it, so we're going to have to find a co-host there.
What day? What time?
Tomorrow or in the morning. So I'm going to see what Stevie wants to do. But
what time?
8. I don't know. Usually we go at 8:30 in the morning.
I would have given you. I would have given you 11. 8:30.
Stevie's up at 5. You know, so
I have a lot of planning to do with me and Jen.
Of course,
we got the wedding coming up June 12th.
Mm-hmm.
We got the church, we got the minister, we have the after spot. Remember where I got engaged to her in Mario's?
Mm-hmm.
We have that spot afterwards. We're getting everything together, our passports. We're getting ready, Ben. This is it, bro.
You're gonna love it, man. And nothing's gonna change, bro. It's just all the hype up to it. Just truly trying to enjoy it, man, and not like get all into the spectacle. Just make sure it's what you want to get out of it and what you want her to get out of it. And it's not for anybody else. You know what I mean? That's the best advice I can give. Sonic wants me to hit an eagle, but he'll accept a birdie. If I went eagle, bro, I quit golf. Like, I'm done. I don't think I can do anymore, but I definitely will try and birdie it up for you. I think I'm going to go play one, but it's expensive down there to play. Like, what I could play for down there, I could play 6 times up here for that. But again, I'll be right on the ocean on some of the most beautiful courses ever. So
that's funny because where we're going in Cancun, the golf course is included.
Nice, very cool.
So you're going to see Big Ray playing some golf. I'm gonna try to take some pictures and videos. And I don't know if Jen doesn't know this. We're gonna stream the wedding.
Good. That's awesome, dude. That's great. I can't wait to see it. And yeah, if you've never golfed before, it's not like baseball, Ray, which I know you're great at.
I can play.
Just keep in your mind, eye on the ball, head down the whole time. And it's only a 2-ounce ball that's not moving. It's not a baseball moving at 90 miles an hour. So you don't have to try and kill it. A smooth, slow swing will send that motherfucker flying. If you try and kill it, it's going to go way off to the side and you're going to be walking in the fucking...
Ben, I've watched The Honeymooners 1,000 times. Ed Norton, I addressed the ball. Hello, ball. I got it, bro.
Watch Caddyshack and be the ball. No.
Be the ball. Got it. All right. All right. So I guess we're done.
We had a ball here today, and you guys can too. Going to ProWrestlingTees.com/Ben Hameen, Stevie Richards, Greek God popping on, Chris Silvio, Dr. Ted. There's all of our stores 20% off right now. You guys, big spring sale going on. I know people are wearing our shirts to indie shows. I think Frank said he's going to wear it and try and piss off Wrecking Ball Legursky, which make him want to kick my ass. So appreciate that, Frank. And plenty of others been getting the Culture Vulture shirt and wearing that to fuck with people. So I love that. I love that you guys are out there being the propaganda artists that you are, and thank you for everything for supporting us. But there's no better time. 20% off right now. You can go to the Broasters, get the Russo Bro coffee. You can sign up for all the Patreons if you want. That's going to help us immensely, especially with great ones like the Big Vito brand, Goldilocks, Stevie Ray TV with unbelievable guests, and Idol in April at the A Show, and the beautiful people with April Hunter this week. So plenty of content, you guys. Still, thanks for bearing with us as we revamp, go on vacation, recharge, come back and reset for 2021, man. It's the HMG MVP of the year, Big Ray, Hacker Hameen, Ben XT. This is the Next Level Review. Shout out to all the people, Hameen Media Group, discussion boards. Follow us, Ben Hameen YouTube channel, infidels. Yalla! I like that.
Lifetime achievement winner.